At the beginning of 2025, there was a healthy amount of speculation saying that we are in a new quote-unquote trendless era. But as time has gone on, there have been several identifiable trends for 2025. Some unique and cool in their own right, and some that are just downright weird. Today, we're going to talk about 4 of the weirdest trends that I've noticed so far this summer. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Drew. What to do? It's nice to meet you. Let's talk trends. When I first saw the Gimaguas Havaianas key decorated flip-flops, I thought to myself, flip-flops are having something of a unique moment right now. And before you come at me, you might be cringing at your screen hearing me say that, or you might be on the same page as me. Flip-flops have become one of the most notable retrends of 2025. By retrend, I mean that like a lot of trends of the 2020s, they have been pulled back from the archives of Y2K aesthetics and have been revitalized for a digital and social media driven universe. Now, I get it. Saying that flip-flops are trending in the summer is like saying jackets are trending in the winter. These styles go hand in hand according to the temperature that's outside. People tend to wear more open-toe shoes in the summer, but the difference between what's happened in the past and what's happening right now and why it's a trend is because of the brands that have now entered the fray in the flip-flop scene. And there's also how they're being styled as well. The Gimaguas Havaianas collab, Aura flops, and Tabby flops are all strong indicators that this style of shoe is gaining momentum within popular culture. Pair this with the fact that self-care and rising year-over-year summer temperatures mean that more people are looking for ways to look cool while stay cool in unique ways. I personally feel like flip-flops are another example of return to nostalgia for a lot of people. Days spent by the pool or at the beach often evoke childhood memories of wearing and using like $2 flip-flops that you used to wear to the ground. Nostalgia has been and continues to be a powerful drug in the fashion world. Flip-flops are just its latest drip. When Kendall Jenner wore a $2 tank top to Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, nobody could have predicted that a simple tank would become a topic of trend conversation. But here we are, and boy oh boy do we have a lot to unpack. A lot of people have been whipped into a frenzy over the journey of this trend. On one side, you have the folks who are excited to see something that is so inexpensive be trending. And on the other side, you have folks who are a bit outraged that the followers of this trend need permission from a multi-millionaire, that being Kendall Jenner, to buy a $2 tank top. Where do I stand? I think this is one of the silliest trends of 2025 and why I think it's kind of a weird one. It's a moment that reflects how we all fall into the trap of blindly following our favorite style muses. And similar to flip-flops, it's kind of oxymoronic to call a tank top a trend when most people use tank tops or wife pleasers as summer essentials. Maybe by calling this a trend, it's an attempt by the fashion industry to generate more sales. But then again, it's not as though Vogue or Harper's Bazaar or Who What Wear made this item a trend. People did. People bought, talked about, and put on a pedestal this simple $2 Hanes tank top. The same one that I'm wearing right now. Have you heard? It's a boots-only summer. Football footwear has been on a generational run. And it seems like in 2025, it's taking its next logical step. Now, if you don't know, boots-only summer refers to wearing football booties or boots for all of your outfit needs. The weird part is that people have decided to keep their cleats on their football boots. Now, that might seem kind of, judgmental, but this is my authentic, true reaction to seeing people step outside with football cleats on as fashion. Like, when I think about this, I just think, like, why? Why? To be fair, I like the aesthetic of low profile football themed footwear. I like what Adidas has done with the Plus F50, I think that's the name of these shoes. Aesthetically, these actually look very cool. They should release them, and I don't know why they haven't, or maybe they plan to. And if I'm really honest with myself, as I'm evaluating the legitimacy of this trend, this feels more like something that's taking place only online for the sake of making videos and generating views and just having something to post about, because social media is this beast that you have to constantly continue to feed and feed and feed. Obviously, we're going to wear our football cleats with our clothes now because it's going to generate the most interest on Instagram or TikTok. And I would say that, you could make an argument for flip-flops, the tank top, and for boots only summer that these things are specifically only happening online. But honestly, what happens online can feel and almost act as though it's happening in the real world. Online attention does typically have real world implications. Yeah, this one's weird. The cleats is weird. The Adidas plus F50, that's cool. If I've made a mistake at any point in this video, I'll leave it in a pinned comment. And if you're enjoying this video up until this point, this would be a good time to subscribe. You've heard it. I've heard it. There's been an increased conversation around the criticism of the Fashion NPC. NPC stands for non-playable character. It's a video game term used to denote a character within a game that you don't have access to controlling. Often, NPCs are mindless, unoriginal copies of each other. Hence why being called a Fashion NPC is just another way to say that you dress or someone you know dresses in a unoriginal or non-unique way. Let's get a word in for today's sponsor, Squarespace. Are you interested in making your very own website for a brand or creative project? Squarespace offers a comprehensive amount of features to help you create the website that you've always wanted. If you want to sell your products direct to consumer, or if you want to showcase your body of work, Squarespace makes it easy to do that and more. Currently, I'm using my Squarespace website as a hub for all of my content and as a way to direct those interested to my podcast and social media. If you need a design to help nudge you into creating your first website, this is your sign. Visit squarespace.com/DrewJoyner for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And the trend this year, which you can say it's a trend or maybe a conversation or a feeling that's happening this year, is that more so than ever, more people are condemning fashion NPCs than ever before. Something that I understand the feeling to do, but I disagree with pretty wholly. One of my strongest theories about developing personal style is that we all go through a phase of being one of many. Every group, whether that's cliques in high schools, teams, work organizations, work groups, clubs, have an aesthetic derived for that group, from that group. And in order to fit into that club, you have to speak, you have to think, and you have to dress accordingly. And the same can be said for internet bros or internet influencers who are male, who are trying to break into the fashion scene. In addition to that, the outfits that are posted online are often rewarded, and there's a feedback loop that exists in the form of likes, views, shares, comments. And so there's a reward loop for dressing the way that they do. If the algorithm, which is just the people who are deciding whether or not to like, comment, or share about a particular outfit, wasn't rewarding them to dress in the way that they do, they would dress in a different way. The audience influences the outfit as much as the influencer influences the audience. There seems to be this constant give and take going on as it relates to fashion NPCs on social media. And I'm not saying that the outcry for the condemnation of fashion NPCs isn't something that's valid. It's incredibly valid. The outcry is just another piece of data for the people who are making the content or people who are observed dressing in this way. To me, the data just says, hey, less people should be dressing like this. Less people should be dressing in a way that's a crop top and baggy pants. We want something new. We want something fresh. We're ready for the next cycle of creativity or next cycle of whatever to be on our For You pages. I think people conflate being like this free thinker if like you don't follow trends or if you don't follow the fashion NPC pipeline, that you're some kind of free thinker. You're some kind of abnormal person. You're beyond the norms of normies. But I actually don't think people put enough thought into what it would mean if everyone dressed in a unique way. If everyone is unique, then no one is unique. Just because you value certain elements for your style does not mean that you should put others down if they don't hold those same values. We all interact with fashion in a unique way, and what's cringe today, who knows? Might be cool tomorrow. What other trends have you noticed so far this year? I would love to hear about them down in the comments. And as always, I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity in 2025. So that means I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity to you and to everyone who's alive, wherever you are in the world. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Abianto. Peace. Yo, what's good, Post Vivier? Here to fist bump for the one time. Bop. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Here's the second fist bump. Bop! Now, PVV, which of the trends that I listed today would you be most interested in trying? Let me know down in the comments, hashtag PVV when you answer so I know exactly who made it to the end of the video. We'll see you next week. Peace.